Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and roll your notifications to all so you don't miss any of the demonic content. What is the Seven Mountain Mandate? In brief, it's an idea about how Christians who ascribe to it can take over all walks of life in the United States and beyond. And this idea is primarily motivated by the notion that Satan and his forces are currently occupying these same walks of life. The history of the Seven Mountain Mandate began with Bill Bright, the founder of Campus Crusade for Christ, and Lauren Cunningham, the founder of Youth with a Mission. Both individuals claimed that they received the same revelation from God, a revelation which encouraged them to focus their evangelistic efforts on seven very similar areas. Bright referred to these seven areas of world kingdoms, while Cunningham preferred the term mind molders. Now, none of these is particularly catchy. Eventually, former oil marketer turned prophet Lance Wallnau got a hold of the idea and made two significant changes. First, he retitled the seven areas the Seven Mountains and turned them towards a Dominionist end. This Dominionist interpretation that he offered was called the Seven Mountain Mandate, and his book, Invading Babylon, the Seven Mountain Mandate, co-edited with Bill Johnson of Bethel Church, was influential in spreading this idea. In Wallnau's vision of the Seven Mountains, there are seven figurative mountains that represent seven very literal areas of world influence. These mountains can shift a bit depending on time and who it is that's teaching about them, but they generally correspond to religion, family, education, government, media and arts, science and technology, and business. It's important to note here that numerical order is not actually important. That is, the business mountain is just as important as the religion mountain. This more or less reflects the totality of human experience. Now let's talk about his invasion. You see, Wallnau believes that all of these mountains have been variously occupied by Satan and his forces. While Christians had reclaimed the religion mountain, they operated under the mistaken belief that this was the only mountain that they were meant to occupy. That's wrong, Wallnau would say. You need to think bigger. Christians need to dominate all of the mountains of influence. Once Christians have been installed on all of the mountains, then Christians can control all of these areas. For example, biblical laws, meaning here third wave neo-charismatic evangelical ideas of biblical laws, can be passed. LGBTQ+ groups can be suppressed in schools. Science can bend knee to Christian ideas of the world, and Christian-approved entertainment fills the streaming services. And all of this is a fight against the devil. As Wallnau claims in his book, this is spiritual warfare against, quote, an increasingly hostile devil who knows that he has but a short time, end quote. He's not going to give them up without a fight. Right now, the mountains are, quote, the specific target and habitation of darkness. And Wallnau reminds us that we are contending, quote, not with rulers made of flesh and blood, but rather against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Now, this book came out in 2013. Since then, Wallnau has spearheaded the evangelical arm of the three Trump campaigns. In the 2016 election cycle, he wrote God's Chaos Candidate, which forwarded the influential idea that Trump is a modern-day Cyrus the Great, one of the factors which garnered enough evangelical support to propel Trump to victory. After the 2020 election, he was one of several voices that rose to protest the election results and claim that the election had been stolen from Trump. In the 2024 cycle, he organized the Courage Tour, a set of religio-political rallies that were aimed at swing states, and encouraged those who attended to evangelize for Trump. He's also one of the primary forces behind Ziklag, a somewhat shadowy organization of Seven Mountain believers with a lot of capital on their side, by invitation for those with $25 million or more. Clearly, Wallnau is serious about claiming the Seven Mountains, and he's gotten enough followers who agree with him that they can shift elections, both through votes and by pouring money into those same elections and ideas that surround them. And neither he nor his followers are done. Once more, the way we believe in demons matters.